Pavilion in Philadelphia, where Villanova is historically good. Marquette's won there each of the last 2 years. So it maybe is an outlier and just a weird streak that Marquette has lost a couple of difficult road games so far this year. But hopefully they can nip that in the bud at some point in Big East play. Otherwise, their NCAA tournament seeding is going to go down relatively quickly, along with their Big East regular season championship hopes. And then the third thing that seems to be, I think, the most concerning, if you're a Marquette Golden Eagles fan heading into the middle portion of the month of January here, is this. One of my favorite sports movies of all time is the movie Miracle, about the 1980 United States hockey team that knocked off the Soviet Union and won the gold medal eventually in Lake Placid. And there's a scene in that movie where Herb Brooks is giving a speech, the head coach of the USA hockey team, about how to beat the Soviets, who were a dominant force for decades in world hockey. And he said, you don't defend them, you attack them, you take their game and you shove it right back down their throat. And it feels as though that the teams who have beaten Marquette so far this season, Purdue, Wisconsin, Providence, Seton Hall, have taken that philosophy from the 1980 U.S. hockey team that they used against the Soviets and used it against Marquette. What do we know and love about Shaka Smart Marquette basketball programs? They're fierce, they're relentless, they're tenacious, they get up in your grill, they get up in your face, they make it hard to score. In the games that Marquette has lost, their opponents have taken all of those qualities, that philosophy, and thrown it right back at Marquette. I don't think it was more apparent than at Providence in that Big East opener. That was a team that just outworked, outfought, out-energized Marquette. You don't see that happen often. And I think outside of Purdue, who's obviously an unbelievable basketball team and a national championship contender, who Marquette hung right there with in the Maui Invitational Championship game, those other three games, the formula for victory for Providence, for Wisconsin, and for Seton Hall was to take Marquette's style of basketball and throw it right back in their face, and Marquette was not able to deal with it. So that's going to have to be something that they rectify over the course of Big East play. They're fearless against other teams, but when somebody is able to match their energy level, their audacity, and their level of tenacity, they have struggled so far in 2023 and 2024. Another bounce-back opportunity tonight, though, here back at Fiserv Forum against the Butler Bulldogs. Marquette now ranks number 11 in the country. And Butler's live mascot, Blue the Bulldog, is in the house. Should Marquette adopt a live mascot? We'll ask that question and many more actually about the basketball game happening tonight to Ben Steele of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He joins us next on Marquette College Game Day here on 94.5 ESPN.
More Golden Eagles hoops talk coming up on Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. 94.5 ESPN is the home of Marquette basketball.
Cousin Subs is here to rescue you from the winter blues with the hero of all Euros. Their mouthwatering Euro is back and features Euro meat, Wisconsin feta cheese, fresh cucumbers, onions, tomatoes, and Greek yogurt tzatziki sauce on their freshly baked Italian bread. So warm up your taste buds today and enjoy a Euro done better the Cousin Subs way. Order online at cousinsubs.com for pickup or delivery. Available for a limited time only. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WIS Caregiver Careers can get you started as a certified direct care professional. You'll learn the skills you need to make life better for older adults or people with a disability. All training is free and online. Plus, earn $500 in bonuses. Start your new career. Sign up today at wiscaregivercdcp.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
You can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint pain for 2024. Don't go another year compromising because of that pain in your knees or your shoulders. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative, non-surgical pain relief. Your body has what it takes to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, and QC Kinetics can make it happen. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Hi, this is Brad Nortman. The future of pain treatments has arrived. Hundreds of board-certified QC Kinetics providers have treated tens of thousands of satisfied patients all over America. People with back pain, hip pain, any pain associated with arthritis or an injury. This is not a Band-Aid. This is a revolutionary treatment that can get you moving again. Get your life back. This is the year that you can decide to fight against that pain. Take the first step and call QC Kinetics now. Get a free consultation scheduled today. Call 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, Best Electric Service, the U.S. Army ROTC, and Marquette Athletics on the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
And you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby.
This has been Marquette's house inside Fiserv Forum, and a bit of history on the line for the Golden Eagles tonight. If Marquette can get a victory against Butler here at Fiserv Forum tonight, they would set the all-time record in the Big East Conference for consecutive home wins. What an unbelievable mark that would have for the Marquette basketball program. Ben Steele, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, joins us now here on Marquette College Game Day. 21 consecutive home victories if they can get it done tonight, Ben. It's just amazing when you consider not only all the incredible teams in the Big East over the course of the years, but all the incredibly difficult places to play. I think about the Carrier Dome for Syracuse. I think about Finneran Pavilion for Villanova, right? And for Fiserv Forum to be that incredible of a home court advantage, history could be set here tonight.
Yeah, the former Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, as Marquette knows, is a
ridiculously hard place to play.
Fortress to play in. But yeah, you think back to the last time Marquette lost to a Big East team. Was it January 1st, 2022, and Shaka's first year, back when Kerr Kweth was on the team? It feels like forever ago.
Forgot about Kerr Kweth. Yeah. There's a name for the diehards. Ben, you did travel with the team to Seton Hall, and I spent our first segment here on Marquette College Game Day talking about the common threads in the four Marquette losses this year to Purdue, to Wisconsin, to Providence, and now to Seton Hall. Tell me if you think these are off base at all. I think that the common threads are road games outside of Purdue, which was obviously a neutral site. Rebounding just across the board. And I don't know what you do about that if you're Marquette. You're just built the way you are from a size perspective. And then it seems as though that all of those teams were able to take Marquette's style of play, that tenacious, audacious, energetic style of basketball, and just throw it right back in their face, and Marquette wasn't able to handle it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That you look at Providence, Wisconsin, and now Seton Hall. They kind of put the game in the mud a little bit, and on defense, be really physical with Marquette, bump them on the cuts, use whatever you can get away with, whatever the Big East refs are allowing that night to, guarding the ball, being a little handsy, pushing them around down in the post. And, like you said, that takes Marquette out of its passing, worrying, cutting style. And all of a sudden they get bogged down at a one-on-one play. They get frustrated. You see players getting into their own heads. Like, Cam Jones is really struggling. He's in a deep shooting slump, and I'm sure we'll talk about. And Joplin missed a couple threes that he usually makes against Seton Hall. And, yeah, they seem to get frustrated playing against that style, those physical teams.
So I know you wrote about that at jsonline.com and in the Journal-Sentinel about Cam Jones' shooting slump and just how much he's struggled over the last couple of weeks. What do you think's going on? What's he saying about it? What's the program saying about it? It almost feels like a guy that just because he's so explosive from three-point range, you just got to let him shoot his way out of it.
Yeah, and I think he's in his own head a little bit. Shaka mentioned this after the game, like when Marquette had that brief little flurry to get back in the game in the last 2 minutes. They had that 9-0 run to get within one against Seton Hall. And, Cam hit a big three in that stretch, and Shaka said, look, he wasn't even thinking about it. He just grabbed the ball, he was open and shot it, and that's what he needs to do. The three-point stroke will come and go, especially for Cam. He's always been pretty streaky as a three-point shooter, but he's always been a really crafty finisher around the basket, and he's really struggling in the two-point range, which is very surprising. So I don't know. He's just got to see a couple go down, like any good shooter. You see that the ball go through the net, and that helps you turn the corner.
Ben Steele of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel covers the Golden Eagles closer than anybody. He joins us here on Marquette College Game Day live from Fiserv Forum as the number 11 Golden Eagles getting ready to take on the Butler Bulldogs a little after 8 o'clock tonight. Ben, I want to talk about Tyler Kolek for a minute. I feel like at this point last year, he was really starting to pick up steam in that Big East Player of the Year sort of chase and was really popping off. It feels like a quieter year from Tyler Kolek. He hasn't had a lot of in-your-face performances, maybe outside of Texas and Notre Dame, that little stretch there. How would you assess his season so far as the reigning Big East Player of the Year?
Yeah, he's probably, he's probably not in the running for Big East Player of the Year right now. I think we'll see him turn it on down the stretch of the season like he did last year. And he's playing it's different this year. I think you're thinking he's more quieter this year just because he's playing off the ball a lot because, Sean Jones is getting a little more playing time this year, and he brings the ball up the floor so Tyler could spot up. And he's been great as a spot-up shooter. I mean, look at Tyler's shooting numbers. He's almost 50, 40, 90, the classic mark of a good shooter.
He's got the Malcolm Brogdon going on.
Yeah,
I think Malcolm Brogdon was the 50, 40, 90 guy here in Milwaukee.
Right, yeah. So his numbers are good. He didn't shoot the ball a lot against Seton Hall. He probably could have been a little more aggressive. I think he'd probably tell you, be the first guy to tell you that. So maybe he needs to look for his offense a little more.
What should Marquette fans expect out of this Butler Bulldog team here at Fiserv Forum tonight, whether they're watching or listening here on 94.5 ESPN? It's a team that doesn't have a lot of great wins, but doesn't have a lot of really bad losses either. All of their losses, I think outside of one, have been to ranked opponents.
Yeah, and they've been hanging in all those games. Last Friday night, they were at home against UConn, and were right in there until the last 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, they're a team full of transfers, so they're still kind of gelling, finding their way a little bit. Thad Matta, obviously, is a great, accomplished college coach. Got former St. John's player Posh Alexander, who I'm sure Marquette fans will know, and that'll be a really good matchup, him against Tyler. You talk about a physical kind of harassing guard, that's Posh Alexander, and he could throw some wrenches into the mix.
I didn't realize until I saw them walking in downstairs here at Fiserv Forum about an hour ago that former Ohio State great Greg Oden is on their coaching staff as well.
To miss him.
I just want him to tuck me in and tell me bedtime stories about the old days, man.
Yeah. They could probably use him tonight. I can confirm that he's not gotten any smaller.
No,
he's
a very
large human being.
Marquette could use him on the offensive boards for sure. One more for you, Ben Steele, who joins us here on Marquette College Game Day live from Fiserv Forum. The most adorable person or creature, I should say, inside the arena tonight is Blue, the Butler Bulldog. I saw him downstairs, asked him to bark twice if he was in Milwaukee. Should the Marquette Golden Eagles have a live mascot just like the Butler Bulldogs do?
Absolutely.
That'd be sick.
You can get a bulldog. It doesn't have to be a golden eagle. That could be a little dangerous to have an eagle flying around.
No, I kind of like that idea. I've seen that before where you get the eagle going around.
Georgetown has a bulldog. It rides around in a little car at halftime. That's a crowd pleaser.
Sure.
Butler, I remember I was at the game where there was a transfer of power between the old Blue and the new Blue.
Yes.
And they held them up like, Lion
Simba?
King style.
Sure.
Yeah. And it was, got the crowd going. I think Butler actually beat Marquette in that game. So that can give your crowd a little juice, that cuteness factor of a good little boy.
I mean, you come to every home game, Ben. You see the reaction to the digital eagle on the scoreboard before the game. People go nuts. If Colorado can have a live buffalo charging onto the field at their football games with Coach Prime, I think we can have a live golden eagle kind of swooping around the arena. Somebody has one of those big leather gloves that it can land. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's got to be someone whose job experience it is to corral one of those golden eagles. So there's got to be somebody pay no expense for that.
Yeah, exactly. We got the funds, we've got the connections. You and I can work on this, and maybe that's something we can launch after the national championship and Final Four run into next season. Ben, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. Maybe we talk to you on Martin Luther King Day for a matinee affair against the Villanova Wildcats on Monday.
Awesome, BD. Always good to hang out with you. Good to have you back in the mix.
Thank you, buddy. That is Ben Steele of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Follow him on Twitter at BenSteeleMJS and read all of his stuff right now at jsonline.com. Once again, he covers the Marquette Golden Eagles closer than anybody and will only continue to ramp up his coverage as we charge toward the month of March. Spoke a little bit about Tyler Kolek. He is getting some recognition as recently as just about an hour ago. We'll tell you what that is on the other side and wrap up the show. This is Marquette College Game Day ahead of number 11 Marquette versus Butler on 94.5 ESPN.
You're listening to Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, Best Electric Service, the U.S. Army ROTC, and Marquette Athletics on the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for happy backyard birds. And we mean everything. Like over 100 different types of wild bird foods and bird feeders. This week, get a 25-pound bag of black oil sunflower wild bird food for just $13.99. Plus, join us Saturday, January 13th at 9 a.m. to build and decorate a free birdhouse with your kids. Create family memories and find what you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Sam Steiner is with me. So someone suffers a sports injury and walks into OAW. What's next?
In some cases, setting them up with a sports therapist through our facility and seeing if they can get back into what they want to do without surgery. And then in other cases, when we see them back, we follow them along. You're not assessing just their injury, you're assessing the patient. You want to understand their expectations, and based on that, that's where you go down a treatment algorithm to get them back into what they want to do.
Is it tough to take into account the human aspect of things and not just focus on the injury?
I think it's very challenging. And like I said, you have to be invested in the people you take care of to understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are. They just can't be a number and look at, say, an MRI and say, well, you have this, then we're going to do this. I think in every single circumstance, you have to take into account everything that you have and assess the patient, understand where they're coming from and what their expectations are.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
This is Marquette College Game Day with Brian D. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, Cousin Subs, and Marquette Athletics on the home of Marquette basketball, 94.5 ESPN.
A major injury note for the Marquette Golden Eagles as we wrap things up here on Marquette College Game Day and take you into network pregame coverage of the Golden Eagles against Butler. Chase Ross If you watched or listened to the game on Saturday at Seton Hall, you saw him separate his shoulder. Chase Ross, one of the top bench players in the Big East Conference, going to miss at least a couple of weeks' time with that separated shoulder. Now, luckily, Marquette's Big East schedule is a little bit backlogged in terms of those great opponents. They don't play at UConn until the middle of the month of February. They have to play at Creighton early in March. Then UConn comes here to Milwaukee in March as well. Providence, maybe a little vengeance late in the month of February as well. So they've got an opportunity to get healthy and get back to full strength with Chase Ross over the next couple of weeks for that late February, early March push into the tournament. But that is certainly going to hurt in terms of bench scoring and also just some size at the guard position defensively. Tough to see one of the bigger stars in terms of guys that are stepping up into their careers here. Chase Ross going to be out at least a couple of weeks for the Marquette Golden Eagles. Luckily, though, the Golden Eagles do still have Tyler Kolek. He is healthy and still playing well, and recently honored, earlier tonight actually, named to the 2024 Wooden Award midseason top 25 list. These are some really good players and some really good company that he is along with. Guys like Caleb Love out of Arizona, guys like Kevin McCullough Jr., who Marquette fans will remember Shaka Smart got into a little scrap with at the Maui Invitational when Marquette knocked off the then number one team in the country, the Kansas Jayhawks. Armando Bacot of North Carolina as well. So that's big time recognition for Tyler Kolek. We spoke about it with Ben Steele of the Journal Sentinel just a couple of minutes ago here at Fiserv Forum. He's not having maybe the gaudy numbered Big East Player of the Year sort of season like he had a year ago, but he is still the straw that stirs the drink for this Marquette basketball team, and he is getting that well-deserved national recognition on this Wooden Award midseason top 25 list. And as I just alluded to, you know, the early portion of the season is important, and postseason awards don't really mean anything in terms of team success, but you can't rule him out for some of these postseason awards that could be coming down the pipe because of the strength of schedule down the stretch. If Marquette can get big victories at UConn, at Villanova, at Creighton, home against UConn, a lot of their big-time marquee Big East matchups are still ahead of them. Tyler Kolek has big performances in those games. You better believe he's going to be back in this Wooden Award mix and back in the mix for Big East Player of the Year. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Marquette College Game Day. Coming up next here on 94.5 ESPN and on the Marquette Sports Network, Gabe Neitzel has your network pregame coverage, and then Homer and Tony Smith on the call of number 11 Marquette versus Butler. Coming up, tip-off time this evening is at 8:05. That is 8:05 this evening. You can listen right here on 94.5 ESPN. We'll talk to you on Martin Luther King Day for the game against Villanova. This has been Marquette College Game Day on 94.5 ESPN.
National Liquor Mart is packed with deals to get you through